Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast, a place where we focus on the business side of art to help you attract more customers, to increase your profits in order to live a life of creativity and financial freedom. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and this week is all about kind of a spicy subject, and I'm feeling a little spicy today. It's about the 9 hard truths that I wrote down last night that was inspired by, there's like a social media trend that goes around, and it was actually some kind of mom influencer where she wrote down, she's like, 5 hard truths you need to hear about your parenting. And I was scrolling and I was like, oh, these are spicy. This is this is to the point. There's not a whole lot of blanketing this with compliments. And yeah, it was just very much to the point. And I was like, but she's right. Like, some of these things she's saying are she's really right. And I was like, okay, well, what would I say to artists who, if I wasn't afraid of hurting your feelings? Things that I want to say sometimes, or that I think when it comes up in coaching groups or on calls or things when I'm mentoring other artists. And sometimes it doesn't come up right away. Sometimes I think about it later and I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is really just so much BS that they're saying. It's like, there's always like a fear rooted in why you're not doing the thing, or like if there's an excuse you're giving yourself. It's like, that's what I want to cut through the BS for today. And I wrote down, I was aiming for 5 things, actually. I was just going to copy that mom influencer, be like 5 hard truths from your art business mentor. And that's what I am, whether you pay me or not, or you just listen to this podcast, whether you like it or not, I am your art business mentor. If you have ever listened to any kind of advice at all, which you should, by the way, because I give pretty good advice that works for me, so it should work for you. But these are from my point of view. And if you don't agree with me on all of these, just keep it to yourself. I know, I'm just kidding. I have a tendency to people please, and I have a tendency to just give people what they want. I want to be liked. I want to like all that. So this is very much going against the grain of what I like to do. However, in my friendships, my close friendships, I really, really appreciate the friends who will just tell it to me straight, who will look at me and say the hard thing, whether it's there's a rumor about you, or whether it's, hey, you didn't like, you made me feel bad, or hey, can we talk about this? Or like whatever, like that really hard thing that you really don't want to say to a friend. I have extra respect for my friends who can just say it like it is, because I've had so many who can't, or they like run to somebody else and say it. And you hear it through the grapevine and I'm like, just tell me. So this is me just giving it to you straight. And I hope that you take it really well. And I hope that you're honest with yourself, because I had to be honest with myself. And a lot of these come from things that I've dealt with. So I'll probably tell you some stories to be like, I'm not just being mean to you. Like, these are hurdles that I've had to overcome. But these are all things as well that, like, it's really hard to admit that you're doing these things. And sometimes you don't even notice you're doing it. So that's why I want to point it out. Okay, that's enough. That's enough intro to this. One of the 9 hard truths, and whenever I wrote this out last night, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 5. And then they just kept freaking coming out. And I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have 9. I'm just gonna stop there because it gets, yeah. Anyway, okay. First one, leaning on your projector for every project instead of learning how to draw is only hurting yourself. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just say that out loud. There's a couple of these I wrote down. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna say that. But I just want to say though, like, a projector is a good tool, but being able to draw things out yourself and have the confidence to wing it every once in a while will make you show up with your head held a little bit higher, and will completely take out a lot of those like jitters that sometimes come before starting a painting, whether you're not sure if you can do it, or like all those things. Like, having confidence from practice and having that essential knowledge of how to draw, that is number 1. So when it comes to painting, and there's a lot of painters who listen to this, if you don't know how to draw, your painting is not going to be as good. I just said it out. It's just to like say it completely bluntly out loud. I do have students to where you want to jump into it. You want to just get to the painting. You want to like take the shortcut. And I'm totally for the VR goggles. Like I have the Apple Vision goggles. I have a projector. I do a lot of that. And I sometimes forget that, oh yeah, no, I learned to draw. I can do this. It takes a little bit longer. And that's why I opt for the projector. But I can do this. And because I took the time to learn, luckily I went to college because I had no idea what I wanted to do. I had like an idea, but I had no idea how to make that idea happen, i.e. like making art a career. So I went to college. And one of the first classes that I took was drawing 1. And then we took drawing 2. And then we took figure drawing. And we did all of that before they let us paint. And I didn't realize then that was such an essential step. I was just going through the motions of like, okay, yeah, we'll do this and then we'll get into harder stuff, I guess. But because I took the drawing classes, and I'm not saying you need to take a drawing class, but I think it is essential just to like have somebody tell you the tips of where to look. For instance, one of the tips for how to draw is whenever I look at something, I am automatically dividing it in 2. Okay, I'm doing this is the top, this is the bottom, where is the very middle? And I might start a little bit from there. And you like lightly sketch that figure or you lightly sketch the thing. And then you go from there. And it's like that also comes in handy when I go to paint because I'm taking a little bit of that knowledge of like what to do first, what to do second, what to do third. And it all works together. And so if you're somebody who is really relying on a projector and you just want to get to the painting part already, try to learn how to draw because I think it will help you in the long run and you're only hurting yourself by not doing it and trying to skip through because we all want that like instant gratification, right? So do I. But there's so much more that you can gain from getting the basics right. Okay. Moving on. Number 2, focusing on what you're not good at, i.e. lettering for a lot of you, is holding you back from going all in on what you are good at and becoming known for that. I was reading some advice from somebody about this guy who he went into this meeting and he was telling this therapist or art coach or I don't know, business coach, something. He was like, okay, this is what I'm really good at. This is what I'm kind of good at. And then I know I'm not good at this and I'm trying and I'm really trying to like get better at that. So I'm going to spend more time doing that and blah, blah, blah. And I remember the art coach, or it wasn't even art. It was some kind of business coach giving him the advice of like, you would think that, and this kind of goes to like, this kind of goes against my first thing, but like, the things were completely different. He was like, I'm really good at selling, but I am not good at keeping my desk tidy. I am not good at keeping my home clean. I am not good at that. Like, and so, but I'm really good at selling. And then he was like, I'm going to go and I need to be better about cleaning. And like, I need to, like, I'm going to hire somebody to help me organize or to be better an organizer and all the things. And the art business or the business coach was like, or you could just hire somebody to clean for you. And you could sell twice as much. That way it pays for your cleaner. And then you could go all in on the thing that you're really good at. And that, for some reason, I heard that like so many years ago and it really stuck with me to the point of now I'm like, I do not want to clean. No, for real. If I were to be over here focusing on why I am so not as good at portraits, people portraits, as I am good at animal portraits, instead of spending my time painting these cool, like imaginative animals with all these colors that gets me so much promotion online and like, it's just, and I become known for that, I would be over here like focusing on how to do people, and which is something that I'm not passionate about, right? I don't people watch. I'm just not interested in the human figure as much. And it's just, I would be focusing on all of the stuff that I'm not good at. And for a lot of you, that's not being good at lettering, right? Like for some reason, muralists are like, well, I'm not good at lettering, so I can't do a logo. And like, it's not even like, it's just coloring in the lines. It's not too much. But like, if you don't want to do that, don't do logos. Just because I say that logos are my bread and butter doesn't mean that you need to do that. Focus on something that you really like to do. So focus on that and be known for that, because I think I see some Instagram like famous muralist artists that like do stuff all over the world. And I'm like, do you think that, and I want to like name one, but I can't even think of it. There's one that does these like African lion paintings, giant on the side of buildings. I don't know if you've seen those, but like in such a colorful way. And they are amazing. They're like in his own style and they're so good. Do you think he's worried about not being very good at lettering? No, he's just doing his thing. And he's like being known for that thing. And so thinking a lot of times, like focusing on what you're not good at might be blocking you from being really good at the big thing. And I'm going to say this does not contradict my first thing of like learning to draw. Like that's one thing that like I think you should learn. So even if you're like focusing on, I'm not saying don't focus on that. I'm saying learn to draw and then go from there. But if there's an area of art that you think you're not good at, we don't have to be good at everything. So just to give you that permission, because I had to give myself that permission, the permission of just moving on and focusing on what I'm good at and going in that lane, because you get more likes online, more views, which is promotion for your business, and you enjoy it way more and you get so much better. I am getting so much better at doing the things I like by not focusing on the things I don't like. Okay. After I've learned to draw. Okay. Another thing, trying your hand at a bunch of different art mediums and styles is a good idea. Okay. Trying all the different things is a great idea to try to just experiment and do all the things, but half-assing all of them and then moving on before you actually get good is not a good idea. Ooh, so what I'm saying there is, and I think you get it, but just to explain it a little bit more, if you really enjoy, I don't know, man, like if you're just starting out and you're not sure where you want to go with it, and you see that, oh man, like murals look really cool and I just want to try that. And you go and you're terrible at it, or you're not that great as you think, and it takes forever. That's not a good reason to go back to watercolors. Okay. If you like, and I see this a lot. This is why I say this, but a lot of people are like, I tried that. It didn't work. I did one, like you said, and I did some windows to try to make connections, and I did a couple of murals that were for like low cost, and they took me forever, and it was just, it was so frustrating. And then, but my schedule wasn't completely booked out after that. And so, I just took way too long doing it. And so I'm just going to go back to watercolor. And I'm like, no, you don't. Stop that. No, that is exactly what I did in the beginning. It took way too long, and my schedule was it's not like booked out immediately or even at all for the first month, 2 months, whatever it was. It was a very slow start, but I kept with it. And so if it's something you like and if it's something you really want to do, I think just being honest with ourselves and thinking, this looks really cool. This is something I want to do. Like, don't give up on that thing because you want to see everybody else doing it and think that we're doing it really fast because we upload time lapses, or I'm over here being like, I did this in 5 hours. And you're like, there's absolutely no way I could do that. I am going to go somewhere else. Like, don't do that. No. Or if you're like myself, who I tried watercolor a couple times and was like, I am no good at this. I don't like it. Like, I'm not giving it a fair shot either. Okay. It runs both ways. And I recognize that I do that, but I'm staying in my own lane and I'm just going out doing things that I really like instead of focusing on all of the things that I'm not good at. So try all the things, but give it like a year. Give it a year of really trying. Give it a year of, if you want to sell watercolor flowers, make a watercolor flower every single day for a year and then see how good you get. See if you get sales. Do that, promote it every day, and then decide that you're not good at it. But I think a lot of people, what I find is you overthink a lot, and thinking about promoting your art business is not the same as actually doing it. And so when I coach a lot of artists, they come to me and they're like, this isn't working. I'm like, well, have you done this and that? And they're like, well, I did that kind of, like last month. And I tried this at one point. And I'm like, no, you need to do that like every week. Like all those 3 things, you need to do those 3 things every single week. They're like, oh. I'm like, wait, well, no, you have to like actually give it way more effort than that is. So if you think you're bad at marketing, or you think you're bad at promoting, or if you think you're bad at doing video, First off, figure out if you really want to do that, if you really want the thing. And if you do, and if you're being honest with yourself, then you have to do it over and over and over again and give yourself a full year of really trying, not half-assing it, and then decide. Which goes into my next point, which is pitching your art works. Promoting your art works. But making excuses as to why you don't have the courage or the time to pitch is what's keeping you stuck. Again, if I were to ask you, any of you, like everybody listening, when was the last time you promoted your artwork? Like really showed people what you could do? When was the last time you did that? And then which was the last time after that? And what was the last time after that? And if you're like, well, this has been a really busy week and well, I haven't really created anything new, or, like you just have all these things in your head. And then if your honest answer was, I posted on social media once last week, and then like 2 weeks before that, it's like, what are these excuses that are keeping you from actually promoting your stuff? When was the last time you walked into a business and said, I see your blank wall, I'd like to paint something on it. Is there a manager here? That sounds scary, right? But like few people will actually do that. They just won't. It's hard for me to do that. I don't like it, but I do it when I really want it. And I think it comes down to one of the simplest things in getting more work into whatever it is you want to get work in, whether it's watercolor flowers or murals or whatever it is. The main thing is you should be spending the majority of your time when you're not painting. The majority of your time should be spent promoting yourself in whatever way. It shouldn't be obsessing over your website. That's a thing you could do, and that's a thing that needs done, but done is better than perfect in that instance. But the thing you need to be doing is promoting yourself, pitching, applying, posting, all that. That should be the bulk of what you do aside from creating your art. And the majority of you, if I ask you, how much time did you spend promoting yourself, applying, posting, all the things? Most people will say, not a whole lot. And I think that's where the issue is. It's like you can listen to things all day. You can listen to me talk about best practices in this and why you need that and setting up your LLC and all things, and all those things need to be done. But the bulk of everything, the bulk of your actions should be promoting yourself, because that's how you get more work. That's how you get more orders. That's how we're able to make money with this. And so sometimes we overcomplicate it with, we need a website and we need all this and like all this needs to be set up and like, oh, I got to do laundry and all the things. But it's like, what if you just took an hour every single day, and you painted the rest of the day, right? And maybe you did like 30 minutes to like do a quick admin task, but like spend an hour a day marketing yourself and see what happens. But there's so many excuses that we make to why we can't do that. Why, like, oh, well, I'm bad at video. It takes too long. Oh, like, there's so many things. But I think it really comes down to whatever story you have in your head of why this isn't going to work, why your husband is doubtful, or why your friend said that she's never heard of a successful artist, or like what, or your parents wanting you to get a real job. Like there's like, or the fear of being seen. That's a thing, right? There's a fear of being seen because you think that people are going to see you. They're going to talk about you in a negative way. They're going to figure you out, right? This is a thing that I've had to kind of get over, and I'm still getting over. It's because like, if you're being seen by so many people, I've even had artists come up and tell me, hey, no, I don't want to have any more of a following than I already do. Like, I don't want to be an influencer. It's like, I don't either. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want people up in my business. But the more people who see you, the more people will recommend you, and the bigger your business is going to get. And the more money, or you could take the route of just, you want to pitch in person and like online or just in email, all the things. You could take either or route. You don't have to be like this, like thousands of followers thing. But I've had this like weird block in my head because it's really weird. Like, it's like the more people that know you, the more people that like you and will spread the word and all the things. But in the back of my head, I'm like, Yeah, but then the more people that are just going to spread misinformation about me. And I've had that happen in the past so much that I'm like a bit gun shy when it comes to it. I've had people talk about my marriage like very negatively. I've had people tell me like get filtered back to me that like I was a bad friend in this way. Like people, I don't even know who they are, but because they know who I am online and all those eyes are on me, they talk. And it spreads way further than if I didn't have an online presence. And it's like having that be okay. I'm still a little weird about it. I don't like it. And so now, like if there's something in my close friends, I make sure they know that. And I'm like, if you tell somebody something negative about me in your own opinion, if it happened or not, like this is what happens. It spreads. People like to talk about people that they know of, especially if somebody like, honestly, like people look at me like I have a cool job. It looks like a cool thing. Like, oh, like that's what it is. Like, it's just a weird, I don't know why. I don't know who made this rule, but like if you're like you are an artist online, people look at us like we're like kind of magicians in a way. It's like, oh, they can do this special thing. And it's so entertaining. Like they look at it as like this, I don't know, it's kind of like up on a pedestal thing. And then as soon as something negative comes around, the minute somebody can knock somebody off their pedestal, they just want to. Not everybody, but I've seen it happen with other people. Like you see Britney Spears. Like, and I'm not comparing myself to Britney Spears. Like it's not like, I'm just saying like, if something is going so good, I don't know. I don't know what the psychology is behind that. It's like, you want them to be like equal as you, right? And so somebody that you see online that's like, whoa, they have this really cool skill. Yeah, but did you hear that she's bad in this way? Like, it's like, it like lowers it down. And it's like, that's one thing that I've really had to get terms with. It's like, okay, like you want to grow your business, you want to do this, like receive all these compliments all the time, but there is that 5% bad that happens sometimes, that where that just happens. But it's something that I'm getting over and trying to like slide off. I have no idea how celebrities who are way more known than I am, like that deal with stuff like that. I see like tabloids and things and I like cringe so hard when there's some kind of rumor going around about a celebrity. I'm like, God, can you imagine how that makes them feel? Like, I feel like promoting your business is kind of like that. The more eyes on you, it just, things can be so, so, so good. But there's like this little like piece of my brain that wants to like protect myself. And I'm like, no, don't be seen anymore. It's like, no, it's fine. But we're doing it. We're trying to make videos that go viral, trying to get even more eyes on the business, because ultimately there's 95% good that comes from it. And it's how we make money. And that's the whole goal here, is to make money so we can have a really good carefree life. That's my goal. So, okay. Next one, someone with half of your talent is putting in twice as much work and getting paid way more than you. So stop being lazy. Sometimes when I see videos go viral of people who like, I don't know, like not to judge, but like, I'm like, oh yeah, like I could probably paint better than them. But their videos are so good that they are getting all the attention and they are getting more jobs. And I'm just like, holy crap, because like I need to get to work. So this is one that I put on there, one for myself, but I see it happen so much. I see it there are these amazing canvas artists that I coach, and they're in their studio and they make these beautiful, like so realistic, so just, they have a skill, right? But they will not show up online. They just, for some reason, there is a block that we've talked about, and they will not do it and they will not make videos. But meanwhile, you have these like, I see a lot of like 20-year-old content TikTokers lately on Instagram. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these people who have like grown up with this, like this influencer and like they're getting on there and they're creating these mural videos or painting videos, and they're just doing so, so well. And they have half the skill as some of my students who are so good, but are refusing to promote themselves because maybe it's a fear of being seen. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. It's some kind of, and only you know what it is, right? Like I'm pinpointing mine. Like I don't like a whole lot of attention. I'm a very much of I don't want to say true introvert, but I'm leaning way more on the introvert side than on the extrovert side. And I just don't like the attention on me. And I'm like, that's something that I'm getting over. And you would never know that. You'd never know that from listening to a podcast of not talking about that or seeing some of my videos or just showing up on stories. You would never know that I'm combating this in my mind of like, oh, like just things in life happening and all that. But if I'm getting over it, then you can too. And you can go make that bad video. And you can make 10 bad videos until you make a really good one. And then you can be half as good as those influencers who have been making so many videos with their really bad art. I don't want to say really bad art, but like basic. Okay. They can do the basics, but they can do the marketing really well. And the artists are doing the marketing better, are getting more views than the artists who refuse to do marketing at all. Another one on here. Your social media content isn't getting views because other people are doing it a bit better than you. Add a hook, edit better, or just be more interesting. Yeah, so this goes along with what I just said, but I couldn't help but put this on there because so many people are like, the algorithm, or it's just not, social media isn't what it used to be. And I get that. But even I, to myself, am very honest with myself. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting the views that I used to get so easily, but it is because there are other people on this platform who are playing the game better than me. So I better freaking learn how to play this game or just be okay with getting all right views. And I think that's the same for you. It's like, this is what it is. You got to learn how to play the game. Stop blaming whatever algorithm there is. You are not blacklisted. You are not like whatever it is. You just aren't playing the game as good as some other people. So learn how to do it. By the way, I teach how to do this in the Artist Academy. Join to learn all my video tips. I do how I edit my videos, how I do all the things, and I post it in there, especially some of my viral videos that do really well. And I dissect them about why they do really well. All the videos inside of the artistacademy.com. Okay, another one. You not wanting to spend money on anything of quality in your normal life. So like fast fashion, like how you have you not wanting to spend money on anything that just is a quality, right? You'd rather get a really, really, really good deal. Like, and I don't blame you, but you having that habit is keeping you from delivering a really quality product and charging a reasonable amount for it. And I'm just talking to myself or my old self in this. I have a really hard time spending a decent amount because I'm like, no, I need to save it. And just in case the world ends, like I need to have it like in my bank account and just in case there, like you never know when just like, okay, by the way, do you ever think about, I think about this way too much. If the world like quote, like ends or whatever, we have a zombie apocalypse or something happens to where life is just like, oh wow, like electricity went out forever. We have no cell phones, like things start going downhill. My husband sells insurance and I do art. We're going to be in a really bad place if that comes down to like, we have to go back to like our ancestral, like basic skills to survive, like farming. Like we have a hobby farm, but that does not count. So I'm like, how would we barricade our house and live here forever? How would we make money? What skill could I trade in the village if I don't know why, like if I ever get like lost on a stranded island and there's like village people there, what skill could I give them? Like, they're not going to want their tents painted. They're not going to, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so screwed. Basically, me not wanting to spend money on things was keeping me from charging a good amount because every time I would put like a slightly higher price tag, I would almost feel bad. I almost feel bad, like, oh my gosh, no, like, no, I only deserve like $40 an hour. Like, no, don't pay me anymore. I literally told a customer that like 7 years ago. I was like, no, I only spent like 2 hours on this. I'm just going to knock some price off. They're like, great. Okay. I'm like, why did I do that? Like, what are the crazy things that go on in my head that for that to like be a thing? No, nobody's going to, if I undercharge, nobody's going to be like, oh, your time is worth way more. Let me pay you more. No, they're going to be like, you said it was this. This is it. Like nobody, like they even themselves out. I'm a lot better at guessing time and things nowadays, but there is no way that I would give money back nowadays. But thrift store shopping is great. And spending money at IKEA is great. But I think the minute I switched into, I'm going to buy quality items because they feel better on my skin, like clothes, or I'm going to buy quality items that are going to last a long time, like furniture, or I'm going to buy quality things. It took me a while to get into that, mostly from like starting to make money and then saving that money and having it and being able to spend it on those quality items. It just like, it slowly, very slowly changed my brain into, oh, okay, yes, no, I can charge $5,000 for a mural. Okay, no, I can charge $15,000 for a mural and that be good. Or I charge $35,000 for a mural or like a full repaint of something. And there's still little voices in my head that's like, are you sure you're worth that? Are you sure? Like, but they're easily more silenced now because I can think, no, I am giving a quality product. And the fact that I can do it really fast is because I've spent so many hours doing it really bad, really slow, all those things. I have earned this. And it took me a while to get into that. And it's a slow thing. But if you're not there, or you're starting to get there, or even if you're there, maybe just be like more aware of it. But if you're on the journey to getting there, just know that that's coming, and switching your mindset of the things that you buy as well, and experiencing a quality product that doesn't fall apart, experiencing saving money and valuing something a little bit more. That also just goes into turn of the products that we put out. And I'm not cutting corners and buying the cheaper canvases. I'm not cutting corners and buying the cheap paint, or like even for the murals, like I'm making sure that it's going to be durable. And I feel really good about this because I've spent the time learning and making the mistakes and all of that. And now I can make a really straight line and I feel more confident in it. And so I'm not saying switch your mindset right now. That would be silly advice, but it just work towards it and start buying paint that's going to last the customer a little bit longer. Not, don't just get the sample paint that's like immediate or small quality. Get the really good stuff and that it's going to last, and that will take way less coats so you can get it done faster. And so, yeah, this is something that I've really had to work on. It's just me being cheap and growing up cheap really filtered into my art business. And it's taken a long time to get out of that and charge what it's worth. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, not a lot of people can pay what it's worth. I don't necessarily put that on me as much anymore. So I guess maybe that's the mental shift that I've done. And I talk to people about pricing. I'd say like a lot of people who live in my area, they can't afford what the art is worth. Not what I'm charging for it. It's what the art is worth. That is what it is worth. And sometimes I'll go under and, I'll like negotiate, but very rarely with a charity or something like that, a nonprofit. But putting that value on the art and not necessarily on my worth. It's the art. It's the physical product. It's what I am giving them, not me, even though I am the one getting paid. I think just putting it as I have a quality product, here it is, and not I am top quality, then I think that's the mental shift that I had to make in order to say, this is a quality product. This is what it's worth, kind of a thing. Moving on. Artists who have professional training, like you've gone to college or something like that, are not better than you. I am not better than you because I went to college and took a drawing class. You can take a drawing class on YouTube. Doesn't matter. Same thing. So stop putting yourself below those who have full training. But the artists who have had the professional training will spend less than half of the time figuring out whatever it is. Basically, like the artists who have the professional training are going to spend, 5 hours learning how to do this, while you're spending 10 plus learning how to do the same thing without professional training, without watching a YouTube video, without literally you're just here with something, trying to figure it out, not sure, you're literally fighting with yourself. A lot of people will fight with themselves in order to be, quote, self-taught and not ask for help. And I just want to say, it is totally okay to go to college. It is totally okay to not. It is okay to watch a YouTube video. It's okay to not. But if you are refusing help, just know it's going to take way, way longer And it's okay to ask for help. It is okay to be able to say, I took a class and I learned this. It's not like our value does not come from what we can just teach ourselves or the trials that we've had to put ourselves through. For some reason, for a long time, I did not want to take any help from anybody. I even had to really take a beat and be like, okay, my husband can give me some sales tips. It's okay. It doesn't make me any less of a person. And then taking it all in. But for some reason, I had this weird block, and that if I didn't go through the trials and learn how to do it and myself and just be able to say that I made this and nobody else helped, for some reason that was better. But it is so not. It actually just wastes so much time. It wastes time and it adds more frustration to it. I really like to be able to go in and just experiment and have that fun energy with it. But at some point during the experiment, things usually go wrong and you're like, oh no, I need help. But now I am learning just to even ask for help a little bit sooner, I guess. I really like to be able to do things on my own and maybe just to prove to myself that I can do things on my own. But asking for help a little bit sooner is something that I have had experience with lately that helps my learning curve and helps the time that it took to have that learning curve just be a little bit easier of a journey. For instance, hiring some spray artists to come out and teach a group of us in the Artist Academy. I could have been like, oh no, I'll learn this on my own. I'll teach you that way. I can teach you everything. You're in our Artist Academy group. I should be able to teach you everything, right? I had that weird mentality for the first year of the academy. And I was like, wait. Oh no. I can bring other people in. I can bring other people in to show me. And just a couple of the tricks that they showed me in person and everybody else, I was just stunned. It was light bulb moment. Holy crap. I am so glad I didn't, go with my, I can do it myself. Leave me alone. Like my toddler does. He's like, I want to do it all by myself. Okay. But I think I kept that into adulthood. But taking that and peeling it away and being self-aware and being no, okay, somebody else can teach me. It's okay. I don't have to fight for myself all the time and have to grind through it and learn. And just learning a couple different tips really helps the learning curve. And so if you don't know how to go do something, just watch a video on it. I have so many videos. YouTubers have so many videos. There is so much information out there. You want to learn anything, go do it. I just watched a YouTube video on how to install these light bars in my car. I really wanted my car to have pink light bars in it. And so I watched a YouTube video on it and I did it myself. But before watching that YouTube video, I could not have done that. It would have looked so much more janky if I tried to do it myself. So the last one is not spending money on ads or thumbtack leads or setting up your website or things or mentorship will 100% save you money in the long run, right? You will definitely not be spending as much as you would have. And doing it yourself, learning yourself, not spending money on ads, not spending money on acquiring customers, not spending money on advice. You can go and get all the free podcasts and you can learn some stuff, right? But what it is costing you is opportunities that you will never, ever know that you will ever have. And I was like this. In the beginning, I like I just said, I want to do it all myself. I don't want to spend money. I'm so cheap. That was me for a long time. And it was great. And I think everybody should be scrappy in the beginning to learn your craft. And you don't need to dive in and have just pay for this big thing, or you don't need to dive into ads right away. But eventually, after you step over that beginner step where you're no longer a beginner, where you kind of have it figured out, where you're ready to start taking it and getting busier, where you're ready to quit your job. Or maybe you've already quit your job and you're ready to just be booked, right? There are people out there who know way more than you, like myself, about how to get jobs, and I can hold you accountable. I have videos and all the things. There are leads that you can buy on Thumbtack. There are ads that you can buy on Google or social media that will put you in front of people who would have never seen you otherwise. There's advice you can take from mentors. There's steps you can take. There's money you can throw at ads. There's like all the things. And it's totally fine not to do that. You can totally still make it without a mentor. You can totally still make it without buying ads. You can totally still make it without signing up for an app like Thumbtack. You can do it. It works faster. And in my opinion, it works way better if you invest a little bit in at least one of those ways. Because if not, like I said, you are missing out on all the opportunities that you will never have, and you won't even know that you have them. Like, by the way, I was on Thumbtack. I got 2 leads recently from Thumbtack. That's what it was. And I paid way too much for them. But I would have not gotten them if I wasn't on that platform paying money. There are artists out there who refuse to pay money on Thumbtack because they don't get an immediate payout. They don't land their first 5 jobs because they don't have a mentor. They don't have anybody that has shown them how to, hey, this is how you land a job. This is how you set your profile up to get a job. This is how you talk to a customer to get the price you want. This is how you paint it quickly or whatever it is in order to get the most bang for your buck. This is how you do this. But there are artists who don't even like make an account because they're like, oh no, you have to pay for stuff to get that. I want it for free. The free stuff only goes so far. I say a lot of free information on this podcast. I have way more inside of the Academy that you will never know that you have. There are opportunities that I've gotten on Google because I've set up my profile and I pay a little bit for ads, and I have my profile now to where I'm one of the top on Google. And if I hadn't have done that, I would have never gotten many projects. It's like setting yourself up for success sometimes costs money. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it costs effort. And if you're not willing to invest in money, just know that you need to invest way more effort, like 10 times more effort than it is the cost of the actual dollar. So you can do it either way. I started my business with no ads, no mentor or anything. But now take my money so that I can go spend my time doing other things like momming or gardening or worrying about whatever. I'd rather do that than spend so much time promoting or spend so much time just going out and I would rather pay a little bit of money for ads online. I've been working into like boosting posts lately, not boosting, but paying for Facebook ads and Instagram ads so more people see my stuff. I've done the Google thing. And it's paying off in a way that like I would rather invest a little bit now than go to more networking events and have to meet more people in person than I already am, right? I go to 1 meeting a month. That's it. I'm not willing to do anymore. So I'm willing to put a little bit of money in here just to save my time. However, if you're young and you don't have kids, feel free to just not pay for anything and just spend so much time learning because you can make it that way, right? But I'd say for my fellow moms out there, and you have any kind of extra income, invest it in some way and you will see some kind of benefit from it. But a lot of people don't do it because you don't want to spend money on things. You don't want to spend money on things of quality because there's no guarantee that you're going to get any of it back, right? And if there's not a money back guarantee on ads or whatever, which there's not, then it's like, oh no, like I'm gonna not like, but you can literally make a video showcasing what your mural stuff is all about or what you do and show it to just the people in your area. Like you can just do it locally and show it to business owners and it's there, but you got to figure it out. And that's also like comes with, there's fears in front of that. Anyway, that's all I have. Okay. That's all I have for you today. If you need help with anything in your art business, if any of these ticked you off in any way, be like, oh man, she's talking to me on that one. And I hope all of them did not hit you, but all of these have hit me a little bit in some form. And so I hope you're honest with yourself. And I hope you're honest if you need some kind of help. And I provide help. YouTube videos will provide help. You can get it from just about anywhere. And I think the thing is just finding the person who has done the thing you've already done and then just absorbing everything that they put out and figuring it out that way, whether it's a watercolor artist who does flowers or a muralist who does paints for businesses. Like Mwah. By the way, that is exactly what I teach inside of the Artist Academy membership. I'll show you how to set your business up like a business, paint large scale, market your art, and every single thing in between. A lot of things that I don't talk about here on the podcast. So if you are an avid listener, or if you're listening to this and you're like, I want the good stuff, sign up artistacademy.com, and I will see you next week for free here on the Artist Academy podcast. Okay. Have a good week.